2025 was an amazing year for horror, so let's get into my top movies of 2025 as we are now entering into 2026. First, I want to talk about Final Destination Bloodlines, which is the latest installment in the Final Destination franchise, and it was Tony Todd's last role before he passed, R.I.P. I was super nervous, but also super excited for this one to come out, and I was very pleasantly surprised by this one. The kills were great, I heavily enjoyed the story, and inevitably we're going to get another Final Destination, so this one left me very excited for the future of this franchise. Next, we have Bring Her Back, which was the second film from the Philippou brothers, and I liked this more than I liked Talk to Me. It took me a couple years to watch Talk to Me after it came out, so I don't know if it was a little too overhyped for me, but I did enjoy this a lot better. I thought Sally Hawkins ate this role, and I think any nominations or wins that come out of her for this are totally deserved. It was ruthless, it was very intense, and I just could not believe some of the body horror that honestly happened in this one. It was fantastic. Companion was a movie that we got to see early in 2025, and honestly, it still stuck with me throughout the rest of the year. Even though the twist was revealed pretty early on, even in the marketing, I still think there's more from this movie than just the initial twist that happens in the first 15 to 20 minutes or so I still think it's a worthy watch. Sophie Thatcher is honestly making a name for herself in horror, and I cannot wait to see what she does next. 28 years later ended up being my most surprising movie of the year. Because it got so many mixed reviews after it was initially released, I was highly nervous going into this. However, it ended up being my second favorite movie of the year, and I'm even more excited to see The Bone Temple because of that, especially because the reviews coming out of the early screenings that people have gotten to see. I'm so excited for The Bone Temple, and quite frankly, I know that this might be blasphemy, but 28 years later is my favorite one in all of the 28 installments, and so I am just super, super excited, and I would like to give a huge shout out to Ralph Fiennes because he is killing the role as always, and I cannot wait to see what he does next in The Bone Temple. Before we get into my number one of the year, I really do want to shout out a couple of other movies that I watched throughout the year that I heavily enjoyed. So I would also like to shout out The Ugly Stepsister first. It was definitely not something I'm going to recommend to more casual horror watchers, but I think this was a fantastic international film. Just the nasty body horror and the lengths that this girl was willing to go in order to get the prince, even though we know how the story ends because it's a take on Cinderella. I still had such a fun time watching this, and it's definitely one I'm going to be pulling out to scare the rest of my friends.